Okay. Here we go. First podcast. Let's hit that button. We'll hit that button and the podcast begins. Hit that button, play that track, start of the podcast, and we're locked in. Hit that button and we're locked in for the rest of my life, pretty much. So nothing to be afraid of there. Hit that button. Just let's do it. I can do it. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2.5, 2. Sorry. Just got something in my throat. All right. Take 2. Look who's come crawling. Look who's listening to my podcast. I knew you'd be here. Didn't I say it? I said they'll be here. As sure as the sun sets in the east, they will be here listening to my podcast, and it feels good. It feels proper to be vindicated in that way. Thank you. And it's fun to imagine how there are probably a few people listening to this right now who don't like me. I've got a lot of enemies. I'd say it's a strong 25% right now listening to this podcast who hate my guts. Because you keep tabs on the people you don't like. I know I certainly do. And so the news comes in, Reuben's starting a podcast. Okay, Mr. I think I deserve a podcast over here. This'll be rich. Let's go give this a sniff, boys. Let's see what this is all about. Oh boy, I can't wait to hear this podcast. And then within the first 2 minutes, I'm calling him out. And I hate to get this podcast off on the wrong foot, but go fuck yourselves. That's right. That's what you get. That's what you deserve. You think you can just stroll in here, just waltz into my podcast and listen to it? Well, you can. And thank you for being here, actually. But mainly, that's you're gonna get what you deserve. All right. If you're coming into this podcast with that attitude, with that energy, you're going to get what you deserve. And it feels good to have dealt with the haters like that. First 3 minutes of the pod, right out of the gates, the haters are drawn and quartered. Thank you. Good night. And now we can move on to the meat of the podcast, which is that there's a lot of admin to do. I wish it was more glamorous, but this podcast will mainly be me filing and refiling and dusting things off and sorting things out. And first on the agenda here is that this podcast needs a leader. I'm directionless. I think you can hear it in my voice and the way I came out swinging so hard from the get-go. We need someone to step up to the plate. All right? Who's it going to be? I'd love to throw my hat in the ring. I really would. This podcast needs a leader. I think I could do a heck of a job. And now you're thinking, well, Reuben, hey man, that's awesome. You go for it, man. You take it. You've earned it, mate. Put your feet up. Take the job. And to that I say, I thank you, I appreciate it, but we live in a world governed by rules. And these rules must be followed or chaos will ensue. Chief among those rules, you can't vote for yourself. All right? I'm not going to do it. This whole thing will be thrown into disrepute. I don't want to be mired in controversy for years to come, fielding accusations in 2025. Oh, aren't you the guy that voted himself leader of his own podcast? Nepotism this, corruption that. I won't have it. I'm not going to deal with that. We're going to do this the proper way. So, there is a voting form on my website. And now you're thinking, Reuben, who are the nominees? Great question. I'm nominated. I'm not. I don't know why I said that as a question. I am nominated, all right? There is certainty in that, and don't fight me on that, okay? I think I deserve to be nominated. I started the whole goddamn show. I get a nomination. Can you at least give me that? I gave you a lot of ground with the whole not voting myself in, which I could have done. All right, I'm putting it up to a public vote. At least let me be nominated here. At least let me nominate myself. All right, I'm nominated. Anyone else can be nominated or nominate themselves, nominate someone else. As of the time of recording, I've heard nary a peep out of anyone else. Not even a whisper. No one else is nominated. Was that a crafty decision by yours truly to not tell anyone about this vote until I recorded the podcast? Absolutely. But I'm not taking it back. That's set in stone. I think I'm a shoo-in. I'm running unopposed. Really think I'm a shoo-in on this one. So go vote. Obviously, it's not much of a vote if it's just me. So if you head over to my website right now, here's what you'll find. ReubenSolo.com. That's the address. REUBEN. Don't forget that first E. It's a sneaky bugger, and most people don't recognize its existence, which I'm a little miffed about. Please spell it. Please spell it right. But that's the name. That's the website. Get on it. And there you will find a voting form. You will find a voting form for leader of the podcast. First option will be me. And I don't want to appear biased, but I would recommend voting that one. I think he's the man for the job. Or second option, you can abstain. You can abstain. That is an option there. And I hated even writing it into the poll, but I had to do it. It's a fair and democratic election. You can vote for me or you can abstain. I'm not happy about it. I really hope you vote for me and you don't abstain. That will be pretty rude, but there it is. Those are the options on the table at the website. Go get it. Please vote. Yeah. Boy, I hope it's me. If we get to next week's episode and I'm not the leader of my own goddamn podcast, there'll be riots in the streets. There'll be riot in the street. It'll be me outside my house, cussing loudly. Or, well, I don't want to wake the neighbors. I'll do it under my breath. But mark my words, I will be ropeable if I'm not the leader of this podcast. Don't do me like that, all right? Put me in, coach. I want a shot. I think I can do a heck of a job. Give it to me, please. Vote 1, yours truly, Reuben Solo, at the website. Go get it done. Moving on to the second piece of admin. I have a Patreon. If you were blissfully unaware of that somehow. I've added a new tier, a lower price tier to the Patreon. You can jump on it right now. I appreciate the hell out of everyone who is on the Patreon because right now, that's my sole source of income. I'm making peanuts from YouTube. So and I don't have a job, and we're going to get in. We're going to talk about that next week, actually, because I did just quit my job. I've been working for Luke and Lewis for 1.5 years, which is another podcast. I've been working for them. I've quit. I've started this. I'm going solo, no pun intended. And yeah, so Patreon is where you can support me if you want. That's my income. Appreciate the hell out of everyone on there. And third piece of admin and final piece of admin, you'll be happy to know. I downloaded a soundboard app for my computer and for this podcast. Preloaded a bunch of sounds. And what I found was that it came preloaded with a bunch of... Did I already say that? I loaded sounds onto it. It was preloaded with a bunch of radio sweepers. Radio sweepers are like things you hear in between songs on radio stations to let you know, remind you like what station you're listening to. It'll be like a short little sting, like 5 seconds, like this is the radio station, blah, blah, blah. So I've got these, and I thought I may as well put them to use. So these are the transitions I'm going to have between segments on the podcast. These, what appear to be European radio sweepers, even though some are clearly in English. Are they copyright free? Time will tell. I don't know. I always say it's better to plead forgiveness than ask for permission. So, without further ado, let's find out.
Wherever you are, whatever you do, have a nice day. Sky Radio 8 FM.
That one really sounds like it's going to end a little bit early, doesn't it? It has a strong first verse, comes out of the gates purring, and then let's listen again. Yep. Good so far, loving it. Oh, thank you. And end. Oh, still going. Don't write songs like that. Good to be back. I was in Canberra recently doing some shows, doing some stand-up. Not that recently. It was the weekend before last. So dwindling in relevance as we speak. But I never claimed that this podcast would be timely or topical. Okay? You get what you're given and you'll enjoy it. Okay? All right? You'll eat your beans, you'll eat your greens, and you'll do it with a smile on your face, and then you'll say, "Thanks, Reuben. That was a delicious and nutritious podcast. Please, sir, may I have some more?" And I'll say no. And that's how it's going to work, okay? People tuning out in droves. What is this podcast? He keeps yelling at me. I don't think he wants me to listen to it, actually. How was the podcast? Really bad. Yeah. He was angry. He was angry a lot. He yelled at me a bit, and then I stopped listening. No, I do want you to be here. Thank you for listening. Appreciate the hell out of it. But came back from Canberra into Melbourne, flew in, had to get a COVID test. And as I was getting the COVID test, I realized that I had been in 3 states in the last 2 weeks, because I was in Sydney about 11 days before this, and then I went back to Melbourne. I was in Melbourne, went to Canberra, went back to Melbourne. And if I had COVID, I would have gotten it in Sydney, because the other 2 places don't have any cases. So more than likely, I got it in Sydney, and then I've been carting this thing around for nigh on 2 weeks. I'm a super spreader at this point. If this test comes back positive, we are up the creek without a paddle, folks. This is crisis mode. And then I started thinking, well, obviously I really hope I don't have it, but how would I feel if it turned out that I had it and that I was, for lack of a better term, a super spreader? I think it'd put a spring in my step. You know what I mean, folks? Would I be guilt-stricken? Absolutely. But also, Old Reuben shut down a city? Old mate Reuben brought Melbourne to its knees because he went and told some jokes up in Sydney? Not bad. Not too shabby, mate. I mean, terrible. But I wonder if there would be some people with a particular brand of narcissism that would probably creep into their thinking a little bit. Like, holy hell, this whole thing is terrible, but also pretty impressive. Not bad for old Timmy over here, mate. My cousin can't go to their birthday party because I went to an Angus and Robertson after lunch. Hell yeah, dude. I didn't know I had that kind of power. That's low-key kind of hot, dude. The first person, who's patient zero? I assume we don't know, and there's probably no way of knowing, and they don't know who they are either. But if they did know, the knowledge that you shut down the entire planet for nigh on 2 years, you just stopped the planet. What the hell would that do to your mental health, dude? I think you would either be traumatized for life or you would develop a narcissistic personality disorder, for sure. Yeah, you'd be like, dude, that was me. You'd be constantly bringing it up. Oh, how bad was that pandemic? Oh, that was me. What's that? Yeah, that pandemic? Yeah, that was me. What do you mean? Yeah, it's not a big deal, but it was, I caused it. What do you mean it's not a big deal? Okay, fair enough. It's actually a pretty big deal. Yeah, sorry about that. Who are these super spreaders, though? These absolute movers and shakers. These people that you read about that you know are at the center of a lot of these outbreaks, who are unwittingly at the center. What lives are they leading? They go to more places in a day than I do in a month. They're taking the train to work and then having lunch breaks at raves, going past the library and the butcher on the way home, and then having an orgy at night. What is your life, dude? If I got COVID, apart from the fact that apart from that travel I've been doing, if I got COVID, you wouldn't hear about it. If I was patient zero, this whole thing never would have happened. Maybe my mum would have gotten it. Maybe my mum, maybe my dad. Who knows? I haven't hugged them in years. So maybe they would also get off scot-free. Oh. I need friends. Oh, dear. Yeah, I think we'll call it there.
Zwoele zomerhits,
Klopvaste actua.
de leukste cadeaus. Donna.
The sound of summer.
That was the C major scale in C major. Thanks for listening so far. I am having fun. And at this point, you might be wondering, Reuben, let's get into the nitty-gritty. What is this podcast about? Why is it called Stick to the Script? Why even start a podcast at all, Reuben? These are all great questions. Let me know if you figure it out. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome to the show, my good friend Luca Kennedy.
Hello?
Yes, thank you. That's the applause he deserves. Okay, well, actually, guys, that's inappropriate. Cut that shit out.
It's a very divided audience you have.
Yeah,
They either love me
yeah.
or they hate me.
Haven't even met you yet.
I've been here 1 minute and all of a sudden I've freaking split the nation.
So Luca is my friend from high school, and we used to do community radio together. So when I was starting the podcast, I thought I got to get this guy involved somehow because we dominated the audiosphere for years. All right, dominated.
2 of them. 2 years. 2 years of dominance.
2 years, one sphere. And so what we're going to do is an old radio, an old segment from community radio. Radio's the future, guys, all right? Let me not mince words on that one, actually.
Podcasts are in the past. That's what I'm saying. You got to get back up the times.
Sorry, let's do a new radio, please. This is a segment. You might remember this one, Luca. It's called Elevator Pitches.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wrong button. There we go. That's the stuff. Folks,
Give us a test of everything. I wouldn't mind a test of everything on the soundboard.
we don't have time.
Actually.
We don't have time. All right. This is the segment, and we don't have time because an elevator pitch in the biz is a short, snappy, succinct pitch that you might prepare. It's given its name because it's short enough to give in an elevator ride. Right. So if you find yourself with a studio executive, whip out that elevator pitch. Luca, I've got some ideas for you. I'm going to run them by you. Let me know what you think.
For sure.
Luca, you're in your car. Picture this, Luca. You're in your car. It's raining. All right, you can't see out. You can't see out the front. What do you do?
Windscreen wipers every time.
Bingo. All right, you can't see out the back. What do you do?
Windscreen white. Back windscreen wiper.
Bingo. You can't see out the side. What do you do?
Oh shit. Roll down the windows. Roll them back up.
Luca, don't worry, mate, because here's my pitch.
Yeah.
Side mirror and side window windscreen wipers.
It's good timing and a good pitch. I think.
There you go.
I think I would take that. How much? What's your price?
Oh, there's no price. I'm just running them by you.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, you're not the man I'm going to come to for funding, quite frankly.
Well,
but I appreciate it.
Okay, well, I got money. I got stacks, mate.
Oh, well, great. Let's talk after this. Hey, hey, Luca.
Yeah.
You're cooking a stir fry. You're cooking a curry. All right. You got to heat that oil up first. All right. Get it nice and bubbly. Then you put your ingredients in. What?
Bubbly? Why are you bubbling your oil?
Okay, well, maybe that's too hot. All right, but you gotta get it hot. Sorry, take the bubble there. You gotta get the oil hot. Oil hot. You put your ingredients in, and what's the issue that you come across at this point?
Well, I probably burn myself usually.
Okay, maybe not necessarily that seems like a you problem and not a universal one, but.
I've got it. Some sort of like mitts for when you get the oven out.
No, that's already been done.
No oven. Oh, okay.
No, you put your ingredients in and the oil spits at you. All right, it spatters everywhere. All right, because of the temperature change.
Yeah.
How about this? Put the ingredients in earlier.
I feel like there's a reason you don't do that.
I don't think. Let's not look too far into it because this seems like a perfect solution.
Let's take a really, really big, fast step back then.
Yeah.
Looks good to me. Sounds good to me.
Great. I need more yes men like you, Luke. Don't bring
If you want me to
issues.
be a yes man, do you want me to be a yes man?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Man.
Okay, I can do that.
Got one more for you. You're in the bathroom. A lot of men and possibly women, but I feel like it's probably more men than women, don't wash their hands after using the bathroom. Disgusting.
Disgusting. It's
Right?
absolutely abysmal.
Here's my pitch. Short and sweet. Bathroom doors that don't let you out until you've washed your hands.
That's good. Now, I want to talk implementation though.
Sure.
Tell me, how are we going to implement it?
Okay. Well, you've thrown a spanner in the works because that was all I had.
Can I see? I feel like the problem is you feel like we're going to the 5th floor here on the elevator, but we're going to floor 50. I want question
Right,
time.
we got more time. Okay. All right. So, some sort
Is
of
it like a germ sensor, maybe?
No,
You
I
put
would
your
say
hand
like
on
it just scans you on the way in, and then you wash your hands. It scans you at the thing, and if and then you, as you leave, it scans you again. If it's gone, yep, he was at the hand washing station. Let him out.
I feel like they've already got that in China, if I'm honest.
Oh, do they really?
No, just the face recognition stuff.
Oh yeah, well they've got that here as well, mate. Look at your phone.
Mate, they've got face recognition here.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Whoa.
See, look, that's Luca right there. So
That
not
was a bad
behind
joke,
you, not
wasn't
behind
it?
you.
Okay.
All right, sorry. I threw you a stinker and you just made it even worse, and that's
I
my
tried to salvage it. You can't blame me for that, man. I'm trying to save your podcast here. People love me.
Well, thoughts? A general.
Good. I think the shittiest one was put the vegetables in first, because if it gets hot, it's not like a splat. It's not like you're pooling oil and you're like, alley-ooping a broccoli in there. That's not happening. It's the
No.
heat that makes it spatter.
Yes. So why don't you just
So-
put them in earlier though?
Well, then later it's going to heat up and then
No,
spit.
but it spits at you with the sudden change of temperature, right?
Yeah, probably.
Have you ever cooked?
No, I haven't.
Right,
I've
that
ordered
explains it.
takeaway. I've ordered a sip, right?
It never
count?
spits at me when I get my takeaway.
Sometimes a delivery man does.
Yeah.
Take it.
0 stars for you, sir. We are in the home stretch now. Put your hands up for Detroit. I love this city. Thank you for being here. Thank you for surviving the chaos of the last 20 or so minutes. And here we are in the final stretch. Got a bit of admin to wrap things up. You can contact the show at contact@reubensolo.com. Contact@reubensolo.com. Make sure you spell Reuben right. All right. A lot of people don't. REUBEN. And if you stuff it up, I won't get your email. All right. So I won't even be able to chastise you for stuffing it up. That's how much you've stuffed up. I won't even know about it. So make sure you get it right. Email the show with any contribution you have. There are going to be in coming episodes specific things that I ask for or I ask about. But for now, if you just want to say hey or have a suggestion or have some feedback, drop me a line. contact@reubensolo.com. The Patreon as well has a new tier. I highly appreciate everyone that's on the Patreon because it is my only source of income at the moment. So if you want to donate a little bit, give me some cash. I would enjoy that because it's nice to live on. I'm doing fine, so don't stress yourself too much about it. But yeah, if you want to support what I'm doing here and give me some cash, Patreon, there's a new tier. I'm starting up a Discord now. So I don't know, is there a button for that? Yeah. Why not? I'll take it. Yeah, there's a Discord now. So that's exciting. We can have a chat. We can have fun in there. And remember to vote. Yeah. Remember to vote on my website, reubensolo.com. Please vote me in. I kind of worry that I did just squander it with that note I hit when I said, remember to vote. I don't know what that was or how that came out of my mouth, but I am a little concerned that I may have jumped the shark there, and that's where I lost you. I hope not. Please vote for me. Don't abstain. Vote 1, Reuben Solo. I'm your man. I'm the man for the job. I'll get it done. And if you're watching this on YouTube, this is the only YouTube version that will be available just for episode 1, just to get it out there, give it a bit of a push. So jump on over to any audio device that you listen to podcasts. That's where the rest of them are going to be. And unless you're on Patreon, then you can get the video version on Patreon. So if you, for some reason, really need to see the video version, that's on Patreon. Otherwise, open up a podcast app, subscribe to it over there, and come back for episode 2. That's my challenge to you. All right, it's all well and good to have a little snoop All right, have a little whiff of the first episode. But I'm sensing a lot of cowards. All right, who are all going to bail on me, who are going to ditch me after the first episode. Don't do it to me like that. Oh. I accidentally hit a sound effect. All right. Yeah, sorry. Okay, I know. Technical error. My bad. But, yeah. Don't be a coward. All right? Don't be like that. Come back. That's my challenge to you. That's mission if you choose to accept it. I'll see you here for episode 2. Or you're a coward. Yes, this podcast is surprisingly antagonistic. That's the vibe. You'll get what you're given, and please come back. All right? I think I'll leave it there. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh my God. You call that a fucking podcast? Who's going to want to listen to that shit? Oh, fuck me.